What up, everybody? What up? It's your man, Kenny, and you are now into another episode of the Connectz Radio Show, man. And we appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us. Now, the Connectz Radio Show is my weekly talk show where we play the hottest and around unsigned and independent hip hop and R&B. Plus, we interview the brightest stars in the culture. Another live one here tonight, man. That we gonna bring y'all in. He gonna talk to us tonight about what it's like in the Hubb life. He gonna introduce his new single and video and give us a little bit of background. Connectz Radio Show. What up? What's going on, Mr. Hubb?
Peace. What up, bro? How you?
Thank you for having me.
I'm good, man. I'm feeling
chilling,
real good.
Man. I'm good. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here in the Connectz Radio Show with me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. It keep going in and out, but we're good. Let's make it work.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. They keep going in and out.
Okay. Might have to hear a little bit. So talk to me. Introduce yourself. Your name is actually an acronym.
Yes. Mr. Hubb. Mr. Hubb, help us become better.
Oh, my internet. Yeah. And that's what that is, your rap name.
Yes, Mr. Hubb, yes. My artist name. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It keep going in and out, but I got you.
Is it acting on me? Give me 2 seconds. Okay. So how did you choose that as your rap name?
Actually, I'm the CEO and founder of the Hubb Arts and Trauma Center in Newark, New Jersey, and all of the young people that I've been, raising in this game and community life for the last 16 years start calling me Mr. Hubb, and it just stuck.
Completely understood. No, that makes a lot of sense. So you said the Trauma Center in North Jersey.
North New Jersey, yes. Brick City.
Brick City. Okay. In the hip hop community, a lot of dope rapping has come from Brick City. But you started the Trauma Center and how you got into that field of helping people out.
Yeah, man. About 16 years ago, my sons put a charge on me to do more for my community, man. A simple question from my 14-year-old son was asking me, Dad, you always talk about being part of the solution, not part of the problem. What you doing about some of the crime that was going on in our community that he had just witnessed? And quite honestly, I didn't have an answer for him. And that from the mouths of baby changed my whole life. I felt like my son had just called me a hypocrite. Like I'm talking about how the community should be better. And he asked me this simple question and I didn't have an answer for him. And I took everything I knew from the music business and life itself and started a nonprofit. And 16 years later, man, I just embodied this work. And now, I really stay to what my life calling is. I gave up doing music to do, community work. And one of the young people was like, you telling us to follow our dreams, why are you not following yours? And it was like, whoa, like I done got punched in the face like twice from my son and then one of the community kids. So it was just like, all right, let me do this. I still got the skills. So it was like, all right, let me see what I could do with it. But I'm not trying to be the regular artist, the traditional artist, man. I don't want to compete with these young kids. I want to put messages out, man, statements, and as you'll see with some of the music that we, releasing, it's all about messaging and getting a point across and, getting these young people to realize that their situation do not have to dictate their destination. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That's one thing we're all about here on the Connectz Radio Show is growth and changing and developing. And it seems like you've got a firm handle on that. So it was actually your son that kind of brought you into community work, and then one of the community kids that brought you back into music. From the mouths of babes come some of the wisest things from the mouths of babes. So with that, do you actually incorporate kind of your music skills with your community outreach? Like, do you teach the kids about, recording and writing songs, or kind of what's your lane with the outreach?
Absolutely, man. Like I use that as a way to bring them in. So when I built my whole community center, the Hubb Arts and Trauma Center is 9,000 square feet of goodness, right? So I broke it down into entertainment, education, and empowerment. And I don't know if you know about Newark, but Prince Street was notably one of the worst streets in Newark, with the projects and all that stuff. So I took this space that was dilapidated and turned it into a haven for the young people. So for the last 11 years, kids have been growing up in my center. And so the entertainment side has a full out state-of-the-art recording studio, radio station, videography, photography lab, all of those things that's going to get them to want to come in and be a part of it. Then the education side is literally, we teach them financial literacy, health and wellness, grooming and self-efficacy, career readiness, and all of those things. But I think what I'm most proud about right now is the empowerment side. So it's entertainment, education, and empowerment. Yes, we're building out the very first youth-focused trauma recovery center because, just me growing up in Newark and surviving some of the traumas that I've been through and not having a voice, I wanted to change that. So I use this center as a way to be able to peel back some of the layers in the empowerment side, right? So now we can teach them how to be the best artist possible, right? But the reality of it is you can rap, be the best rapper, and if you got issues and stuff that's going on in your life, how can you really sustain that, right? So we want to change that. We've been able to really peel back the layers by utilizing the music to find out what's going on with them, utilize the photography to find out what's going on with them. We call it interest-based mentoring. Like it's been working for 16 years. And just getting the young people involved, utilizing the things that they like. They like it, we love it.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because they'll be disengaged if they don't like it.
That's right.
So that makes a ton of sense. Now, is this something, obviously it was a personal pet project, but is this something you are getting community backing from? Do you have any federal grant? Like, how are you funding these things? Because obviously that costs money. Equipment costs money. Staff costs money. Everything costs.
Right.
Some feeding people costs money, housing for any number of hours during the day, electricity, water, heat, all of these things cost money. So you said the foundation itself is a non-for-profit. So talk to us about how you fund 9,000 square feet worth of goodness.
No, man, it's been a blessing, man. Just staying obedient for all these years. We didn't get our first grant until 2017. So we started in 2006. Wow. And, so it was a lot of utilizing my own dollars and getting people to really just believe in the vision, man. People, my mom taught me at 5 years old, perceive it, believe it, you can achieve it. And a lot of people told me I couldn't do it. A lot of people, when I started telling them what I wanted to do, it's like, you crazy as all heavens. On Prince Street, is you crazy? My thought process was you could take a light and put it in an already lit room and don't do too much. But if you take that same light and put it in the dark room, it means the world. Right. Absolutely. So the Hubb has become a beacon of light for Prince Street and for Newark. So we've been able to survive it by, just the community getting involved. And then Healthcare Foundation, a big funder in New Jersey, specifically Newark, believed in us and gave us like a grant in 2017 for $25,000. And that changed the game for me. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I was doing it for free. So you gonna pay me to do what I was doing for free? So that really started making my mind say, "Oh shit, can we curse?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Making sure, but that started making me think like, "Oh man, I've had this 501c3 for all these years, and I can get somebody else to pay for what it is that I was doing." So that 25,000 turned into getting a state grant for 250,000, right? So,
oh wow,
right there, it started flipping, and I started understanding the game. And then, in my city, I got a really progressive Mayor Ras Baraka, man, that really understands it. He's from the streets. He understands it. He was a councilman. He was a principal, and he's seen the L's of our community, man. And his father was a legend, so he understood how to elevate to the next level. And now we're leading the charge for what change looks like in communities, underserved communities with the police violence and all of that stuff. We're being able to really change the narrative of what community-based violence intervention looks like. Building out the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, utilizing 5% of the police budget to do something like that, to give back to our community. And this year has been a really great year for us because the state started to recognize that community-based violence intervention was something that was really needed. And we got funding for that. So this year has been a great year for us, but it's getting even better because actually Monday, RFP, request for funding proposal, is being released for like $17 million that we can go after to really impact it. I'm so happy for the work that we've been doing because I've been hiring young people, the young people that's been out there doing making some bad decisions. I've been hiring them and bringing them in and changing their mindset, changing their behaviors, and letting them, go back out there with the training that they learned from us and grab other youth that are making bad decisions. So we teaching them how to save themselves, man. And I think that's what makes us work more than anything. And they get to come in and learn the music, videography, photography. They got electives, right? They get to choose what they want to be a part of. So we use it as an incentive. Come on out of there. You guys, what you like? You like that? All right, guess what? We got that. You like that? Oh, we got that too. So it's been a give and go. You like it, we love it. But you do something for me, I'm gonna do something for you. And it works.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful thing. And it's the perfect iteration of each one teach one is what it sounds like.
Yes, absolutely. Those are the cliches I grew up on. So it was great to grow up with all these. My mom used to give all these cliches and I didn't really understand it. Now I'm a grown man and I hear those cliches and they make so much sense now that I'm teaching my young people with the same cliches that was given to me, and it makes sense now, right? And they're going out there and saving themselves, and it feels good to watch them do that, to see your work, to see the hard labor start to pay off. Yeah, it makes sense.
Absolutely. And this change not just your life, but the outlooks of the youth, build a stronger community overall. You're not doing anything but building the entire city by doing that. So I wanted to give it in, you know what I mean? And we're happy that we can help shed a little light in the woods. Now we are gonna get into this music video, kind of introduce it. We're gonna do a world premiere video here on the show. Talk to the people about it real fast for me, Mr. Hubb.
I love it, man. Grown man shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came up with the idea to do this song, I'm part of a healing circle, and in a healing circle with men, and I got pissed off with some of the guys because they just wasn't, they wasn't being authentic with their true self. You know what I'm saying? The only way to really get to the bottom of your healing, I was taught that the healing is in the womb, right? So sometimes you got to go to where it hurt at in order to get some healing. And I was feeling like some of these guys just wasn't being truthful. So what you sitting in these circles and you're not telling us the truth. And how can we even be able to help you if you're not going to be truthful? So I start creating a song around it. Like I'm a poet, so I start putting stuff together, and I literally created the hook and started writing about it because I wanted us to be vulnerable enough, men to be vulnerable enough to talk about the things that we were going through so that we can use it as a tool to help other people. It started in the healing circle. Now we created this song, and now I feel like we created this visual masterpiece to be able to teach other people and teach other men especially how to be vulnerable with whatever it is that you're going through, to be able to come up, pull your pants up, because our sisters, the community, the kids, they're looking up for us to be their kings and to take them to the next level. And that's what this song represents. Grown man shit.
For sure. So we're going to go ahead and drop that. It's on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Available now. This is Grown Man Shit. Mr. Hubb, what's your features?
Appreciate you.
The path of the righteous man is the on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish, evil men. Blessed is he and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the vast and finder of lost children, and strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance.
Yo, scripture says that when we was little boys, we thought like little boys. We grown men now. Absolutely. Time to act like it.
I seen trials and tribulations, dim skies, rain clouds, precipitation. Court 4 cases, that's more than life I'm facing. I lost balance, plus all this talent's just wasted. Heart filled with hatred because I never made it. I feel like a disgrace. I ain't bring nothing but pain to my mother since birth, and that hurts, but at the same time I love her. Well, what's on the cause of this pollution that she suffer? When it's time for abolition, that's enough. All the filthutions, let's reproduce, be of some use and bring some structure to our lives. Be humble and be wise to our kids. Enough with doing biz. Bring recidivism and this criticism of our men to African descent. Man, it's time to stand up. Pull out
decisions. They can change you forever. It's okay to not be okay. It's all I'm on some grown
Man, shit, going up this shit.
Holding up the chains just a little bit. A lot I figure. The plot thickens. I'm smart enough to not trigger.
Change the direction is destined for what we try and do. A hazy vision. I know that they kings. That's all I'm here to do. This time that bore from my lack of drive and my lack of hunger. And a bunch of other through the rain, but here come the thunder. I never want to be the one that they all always nice. He could have been a star. Keep it real, everybody ain't who they say they are. I give it all to God and go very far. Forget who people try to make you, just know who you are. In all due respect, sir, and I never let them work me like a 9 to 5. And I hate to see mama realize that I gotta do more to try.
You made a choice to make a change, young fella. Decisions every day can change you forever. I'm glad you grow on. It's okay to not be okay. It's all I'm on some grown man. Holding up the things I changed just a little bit. A lot I figure. The plot thickens. I'm smart enough to know not to blow when I'm concentrating. So I'm intentionally diving in. I'm peeking to my vulnerable side. I'm letting you guys in. So what's the whips that feed us? I'm tired of all that void noise. I'm praying that y'all see us. St. James beat my mom when I was a month. God, me as a child became victim. I seen him black in the eye and try to run a while while sober. I searched the hood and all the gutters for the smoke. Luckily he died cause my pride was screaming homicide. That trauma followed me for years. I couldn't erase it. I'm opening up about my fears. I finally faced it. I survived. I'm surprised. I ain't dead. I ain't crazy. Music saved my life and I thank God that it changed me.
It's not a game, OG. Without you, it won't be the same, OG. About all the things I went through, life won't be the same without you. Word.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity will shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness and the finder of lost children. And I will find vengeance and furious anger, destroy my brothers, and you will know my name is
I'm grown man shit, holding up this shit. Things ain't been the same cause I changed just a little bit. The plot thickens. I'm smart enough to know when I don't kind of trigger. I'm on some grown man shit, holding up this shit. Things ain't been the same since I changed just a little bit. A lot of figure, a lot of thinkers. I'm smart enough to know not to blow when I'm kind of triggered. Not to blow when I'm kind of triggered.
Feels good watching every time I watch it.
That was dope. You had it played out 3 parts, just like a movie. I felt like
yeah, man. Yeah,
I feel like I might have even cut it a little bit short, like it was some more scenes there.
Yeah, that was the ending, but it was a teaching tool.
Say that again.
I said that was the ending, but it was like a teaching tool just to be able to show what the Hubb do on a daily basis, the violence intervention, some of the things that us men go through, you know, us as people go through. But we wanted to reenact it, right? To show like it's about decisions being made. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make a decision to do good or do bad. And sometimes we make the bad decision, but you know, your worst mistake don't have to define you. And that's the thing about being a grown man and pulling up your pants and understand that you can be great, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's a beautiful thing and a fantastic message. So talk to us about the features, because you were the third verse. Did you also sing the hook?
Yeah, that was me singing on the hook as well. I figured I was going, you know, let it fly a little bit because I write R&B as well. So I said, let me try this out. My manager Don Richardson was like pushing the envelope for me, like, yo, bro, no, you need to sing that part. And then Don was singing, you know, the real mellow part. He was singing that part. But yeah, my 2 guys, man, Hakeem and Tig, man, these are some young artists that, you know, I wanted to grab. They came through the program, and I was like, listen, you know, like I want to expose them because they want careers in this. You know, like I'm not trying to do this as a career. I'm trying to do this as a message, but they want career. So I figured I would let them get on it, and they spit some fire on it as well. So it was just like, you know, I challenged them to go to the next level and, you know, give it, because they both been out there and they both changed their life around. So I wanted them to talk about that. You know, if you don't come there, you can't be on this song. So I challenged people, and it came out really beautiful.
No, it's a great song, and you can hear the authenticity in it. Nothing sounded forced. It didn't sound fictional at all. It was real life on there. So no, again, I applaud you. The efforts you're putting forth in the creation of the music, and of course the space for that. Now, one thing that is a reoccurring theme is the word trauma, and it's a trauma center. That's kind of been a missed point when addressing our community. A lot of people don't even view the multiple traumas and trauma points or even bring that up. What led to that? What started that for you?
Well, it was really not recognizing that it was trauma, right? You know, like just, you know, nobody, you know, in our culture, we're taught to sweep things up under the rug, right? You know, like, you know, now it didn't happen. And what happens is you go through life sweeping it up under the rug, and then you become explosive and making bad decisions, utilizing maladaptive ways to cope with things. And, you know, by doing this work and me hiring social workers, right? I have 3 social workers that work for me at the Hubb as well. So being around them, I started realizing like, yo, not like I realized the technical part of it. I felt it like something ain't right. There's no reason why we going through life, and our statements. Me made some really bad decisions in my life because I was hurt. They say hurt people, but I stop people every time I hear them say that, because hurt people do hurt people, but heal people and healing people can heal people, right? And I'm one of them ones that was hurt, and I'm not healed all the way. I'm still healing, but I'm out here healing people. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to change that narrative when it comes to our community. Nah, we're not leaving it in the negative, because hurt people do hurt people, but we can change that, right? And this is how you do that, by going to where it hurts at, talking to a social worker. And we not trying to do that, right? And we got to do that, right? We got to start talking some of the things out, right? And finding out where the problem lie, where the pain lie, so that we can get past it. Because what we doing is we teaching our young people that. We teaching our kids that. So they growing up with trauma that, you know, that we got embedded in us because nobody ever told us.
Right.
You can't blame somebody for what they don't know, right? But once you know, now you got an obligation to do something about it, right?
Something about it. Yeah. Yes, sir.
When I identified with trauma, I was like, oh shit, that was trauma? Oh, my grandfather was stabbed 48 times and murdered, right? When I was 6 years old, 7 years old. And you know, that pain, watching that, like it was like, what in the hell? And I didn't realize that, like, I became scared walking different places, growing up in the hood, and all of the stuff we seen. That was trauma, right? The stuff that was happening was trauma, and it changed my life, and it changed the way I thought, and it changed the way that I moved. And I wanted to change that when it came to our community, giving them a safe space to be able to talk about some of the issues that they were going on and get some help, right, about it, so that now they can make better decisions. And, you know, for the last 16 years, it's been just a movement, man. And now we really got other cities and states that want the hub in their places.
And then, for sure. And that's exactly what I was going to ask you is the physical location sounds like it's doing very well and growing at an expansive, you know, growing and expanding at a great rate. I was going to ask about, you know, is there an online resource center? Do you kind of have classes? Is there outreach available for people in different cities and states like myself?
So no, definitely. Like, so we're setting up right now. I'm doing some consulting in Baton Rouge, and I'm doing some consulting in Atlanta, because I work strongly with Equal Justice USA. That's putting me in different places. But like one of my partners, I can't do this work without new direction. My man like literally changed his life around. I'm talking about complete. I ain't gonna tell this story because I'm gonna start bringing more interviews with me so he can tell the story. But because he's so entrenched in the streets, like I brought him on, you know, as my partner to be able to like, yo, like I may not be able to reach these young people where we really need to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to get the shooters, right? We need to get shooters and change their mindset. And he was able to maneuver in that. So us working together, you know, allowed us to be able to get the ones that everybody gave up on and bring them together. So now we're putting that together and packaging that up and being able to take it to other places. Right now, we're in the process of opening up another spot. It's being built right now in another part of the city in Newark. So I'm excited, right? It's starting. And then they got me consulted in these different places. So the goal is to really put it in all the underserved communities, man.
For sure. And that's an admirable goal. So I guess my last thing is two things. Is number one, what do you want to leave the people before you go?
I just want you to understand, and I said it earlier today, but you know, your situation does not have to dictate your destination. It just doesn't. It can, but it doesn't have to, right? You have the ability to change every single day. If you're able to open your eyes, if you can look up, you can get up, right? Yeah. So Les Brown taught me that. I'm a big motivational speaker listener. I listen to all of these things and they get me excited to go back and talk to my young people. So I try to inspire them. So my message to everybody is that you can be whatever you want to be. You got a choice to make. You know, you can choose to do this, you can choose to do that. What is your choice going to be? There's a greatness that lies deep and within you. Are you going to tug at it or are you going to let it go?
And see, hey man, look, now I'm just waiting on the book, Mr. Hubb. I can hear the book. It sounds like you just need to go ahead and dictate and write that thing and have that come out. I can hear the motivational speaker in you. I can hear it. So it's like, man, I'm waiting on the new content. We live in the digital age. I know you could probably host some seminars. I know you could be, you know what I mean? It's just, packaging it the right way, but the message is there. And it seems just from this short conversation that your heart is in the right place. Some people do these outreach things and try to influence the community, and their heart isn't really, you know what I mean? They figure out, like you figured out, there's a little bit of money in it or can be in it, and they go for that. And but your heart seems in the right place. And again, I commend you, and I'm happy that we could provide a platform for you, for other people to kind of get in tune with you. And how will they do that? How do they find you, Mr. Hubb?
thathubblife.org, man. That's the easiest way, man. You get to see some of the things that we're doing. We go on there, sign up for newsletters, make donations, all of those things to keep us going, but also find out some of those trainings and stuff that we got going on as well. Thathubblife.org, Hub with 2 B's. Help us become better.
Become better. And it's the same YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the same?
Everything's same. That
Perfect.
Hub Life.
Perfect.
That's the tagline that we got, man. That Hub Life makes sense for us.
Bet it up. That Hub Life. Y'all heard it. The one and only Mr. Hubb, Newark's finest, man. Again, we appreciate you stopping by on the Connectz Radio Show. And anything you got going on, we will be more than happy to support. Shouts out Q the Question, one of the best in the business, for putting this thing together for us, man. And we'll be excited to speak to you moving forward, Mr. Hubb.
Thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure, man. And thank you for the opportunity and the platform that you guys provide for people like me that just want to amplify our voices. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, man. Appreciate you. Man, I told you we had a live when Mr. Hubb does, helping us become better, man. There's nothing more beautiful than that. Good people help good people, and that's what we try to do. Shouts out to everybody who tuned in and rocked with us today, man. You know, every episode is powered by bettersblock.com, getyourbuzzup.com, midwestmixtapes.com, the Fleet DJs, the Nerve DJs, and of course, the Midwest Connect. If you ain't connected, you ain't respected. Now, we were live, but you can check playback out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course, we're everywhere you find your favorite podcast, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more, man. It's your man, at The Real Uncanny, on all your favorite socials. All you got to do is reach out. Y'all know what it is, man. We'll see y'all next week.